When you think about building wealth, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. The whole world of finance seems so complicated, right? It can feel like you're just stuck on the sidelines. But what if I told you there's a secret weapon that anyone can use? A tool so powerful, it's been called the eighth wonder of the world. And the best part? You don't need a fortune to get started. Let's dive in. So, what is this secret weapon? Well, it's compounding. It is, without a doubt, the single most powerful, most accessible tool for turning small, consistent efforts into truly life-changing wealth over time. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can harness that power, using the key principles from the 40 laws of compounding. So what is compounding, really? Just think about that snowball. As it starts rolling down a long hill, it picks up more and more snow, getting bigger and faster. And pretty soon, its own massive size is what helps it grow at a totally explosive rate. Well, that snowball, that's your money. And that long hill, that's time. Okay, so let's talk more about that hill. Because the most important ingredient, the one thing you absolutely cannot buy more of, is time. And this brings us right to the heart of the first and honestly the most important law of compounding. Time is your greatest ally. Look, the difference between starting at 25 versus 45, it isn't just a little bit different, it's a fundamentally different outcome. Starting early gives your money the longest possible runway to grow, which allows every single dollar to multiply many, many times over. You just have to give it the decades it needs to really work its magic. So, if time is the fuel, how do you actually build the engine? This next section is all about the practical, non-negotiable actions you've got to take to get that compounding engine running smoothly and consistently. The action plan really boils down to 3 simple rules. First, we already covered it, start early. Second, be consistent, because it's those small, regular investments that truly build momentum. But that third step, that's the secret sauce that makes the first 2 even possible. You've got to automate it, and this is so crucial. Why? Because our willpower is unreliable. Let's be honest, life gets busy, fear creeps in, and we make excuses. Automation just bypasses all of that. It turns investing into a default behavior. It's like a bill you pay to your future self every single month. It completely removes the decision, which removes all the friction. Now, to really supercharge that engine, you have to follow this core law. Let every single cent work for you. When your investments pay out dividends or interest, the temptation is to see it as a little bonus to spend. You've got to fight that urge. Reinvesting every penny turns your portfolio into this beautiful, self-feeding loop. Your earnings start generating their own earnings, and that right there is how the snowball truly starts to accelerate. Okay, so you have your engine. It's built, it's running. But the real battlefield, it isn't the market. It's your own mind. This section is about building a mental fortress to protect your growth from your own greatest enemy, your emotions. The 2 biggest wealth destroyers, hands down, are fear and greed. When the market dips, fear just screams at you to sell everything and run. When it soars, greed pushes you to pile in right at the peak. Both are absolutely disastrous. A disciplined investor, on the other hand, operates from a plan. They understand that ups and downs are just part of the game. An emotional investor is just along for a roller coaster that, let's face it, almost always ends in losses. And right alongside fear and greed is another really expensive emotion: ego. Your ego wants you to be the hero, the genius who times the market perfectly. But successful compounding isn't about being a genius. It's about being consistent. Humility and discipline will always beat impatient pride in the long run. Another enemy that's always trying to breach your fortress is the silent thief: fees. Now, a 1% or 2% fee, it doesn't sound like much, does it? But here's the kicker. Compounding works on losses too. As you can see here, over 30 years, that tiny little percentage can devour a staggering portion of your wealth. Every dollar you save on fees is another dollar that gets to go back to work for your future, not someone else's. So what's the big takeaway here? Your mental armor is really built from these core ideas. It's understanding that patience is actually a strategy, that gaining knowledge is how you reduce fear, that losses aren't failures, they're your most valuable lessons. And above all else,
remembering that time in the market is infinitely more powerful than trying to time the market.
So we've covered the what, the why, and the how. But honestly, none of it matters without the most important piece of this whole puzzle. What is this all for? This is the question that's going to keep you going when things get tough or boring. Your why is your fuel. And it's not just about a bigger number in an account. Is it retiring early? Is it leaving a job you hate? Taking a year off to travel with your family? You have to define what freedom means to you personally and vividly. That vision, that's what sustains your discipline. Because ultimately, this is what you're working for. The real prize of all this isn't just stuff, it's buying back your time, the only asset you can never, ever get more of. It is the freedom to wake up and own your day, every single day. That is the end game. That is true wealth. So let's end with this. Compounding can feel slow. It can feel almost invisible at first. But please, don't be discouraged. As the final law of compounding reminds us, empires are not built in big, loud explosions. They are built stone by stone through small, boring, disciplined acts repeated over and over and over again. Start laying those stones today. Your future self is counting on it.